G'day everyone, welcome back to Clooney Garage's Fred here. We work on all sorts of performance cars, including the Nuggets. Let's get there. She's a duck's guts. So you're probably wondering, why do we spend time working on this diabolical situation here? That's because it's a pretty cool track car. We race around this and have a good time. But as I may have mentioned, and the thumbnail alludes to it, we've had a real bad rattle noise at the back of this thing. And I pulled out all the inside of the plastic shrouds and all that sort of stuff to try to get to the source of this bloody noise. And I tell you what, it's still making the noise. Now listen to this. Rattling around like nobody's business, and it drives you mental. Anyway, I've come to the conclusion of what the issue is. Check this out. So if you've got a rattle in your tailgate on your Getz, this is a bit of a secret solution here. Have a look at the hoe holding up the tailgate there. That's all good, and that's because our struts have stopped working, so I'm going to have to get onto that too. All right, first culprit that I thought was this thing here, the little latch mechanism. So I actually undid those and adjusted it, moved it down, moved it up. And I did a bit of an outline as to where it was currently mounted, and that didn't work. It was still rattling around. So I just checked all the seals, tried to work out, is there any metal to metal contacting here? And it wasn't that. And then I decided, well, it's got these little bump stops here. There's one here, and they seem to be sort of got these little, almost like tapered ends to them, and they're screwed all the way in. So then I started thinking, well, what if you screw them out a bit? Because I've got a bit of a thread on them, as you can see there. So I'll do that on that side. And on this side. So let's see if that makes a difference. Let's have a look. So just close our lid here. And let's just see. Still a little bit. I'll keep winding them out. Let's see if it makes it. It's better though. Right, I've just done those a little bit more. I don't want them hanging out there like nobody's business. So that's that side. That's that side done. I wonder if you can get aftermarket bump stops too. So let's try that. Let's see how we go. All right, let's give that a go. Oh, stop it. No more banging noises in the night. Woohoo! I fixed it. Oh, because I tell you what, when you've got semi-slick tyres and those Inky wheels on it too, that thing is just rattling around like nobody's business. So, quick little fix, pull out your little bump stops, throw them out a bit, Bob's your uncle. Other little fix I've been doing on the Getz too is, I've had a little bit of early morning, not lifter noises, but I wanted to see what would happen if we ran a slightly thicker oil. So we've gone up to a Castrol GTX Ultra Clean 1540. And this is actually the thickness that Supercheap recommends. And I've had it in there for about a week, and we haven't lost any oil at all. And it takes exactly 3.5 litres this sump. So the other thing that this car's had such a good life is that no discoloration on the dipstick at all. It's a brand new motor, really, 160,000 Ks. We're pretty stoked about it. The whole nonna, she always serviced it, looked after it. And now it's seen 7,000 RPM on the racetrack, so that's all good. So, good old Castrol. That is all good. So let's go for a bit of a drive and let's see if we can make this knocking noise go away, and I'm sure we can. All good. Just back my little shakedown run. It's fixed. So happy with that. So you might be asking what's more for the Getz. The shocks are still set up pretty hard, so we might try and adjust those a little bit. I've got to get some better daily driver tyres because these good rides and good years are just crap. They're going to have to go. But she's pretty good. Not bad for an old dunger. As you can see, our raced interior is still going well. I've got to adjust that seat. It's still far too high, that seat. But in terms of other mods, we've done the brakes, done the brake rotors, pads. Probably won't need to go braided lines or different fluid. done the exhaust, done the coilovers, done the seat, some interior work. One thing we do want to do is the front sway bar. So I've ordered some sway bar linkages, some Super Pros, and then we'll try that first because the current linkages look a bit shagged. And then we'll obviously look at the sway bar as well. But people sort of say, well, what about the rear sway bar, Fred? Well, it's got a rear torsion bar, so a bit hard to do that when it doesn't have our independent rear suspension. And it's got a big sticky torsion bar that you can sort of see. There's a beautiful coilovers, hello. But no point, because there ain't no rear sway bar. So a bit hard to put linkages on when there isn't one of those. Speaking of other mods to other race cars, we've got to get this thing fixed. The ABS is still stuffed on it. After our little last track day, we're probably not going to do another track day without ABS because that's a bit hairy. This thing, I'm thinking about taking it to the track. I reckon it'd be good fun, but I don't think Mrs. Fred would be too impressed. So we're just still keeping an eye on this. Just clicked over 30,000 Ks and already starting to think about modifications. All good. All right, to finish off our video today, I'm going to share some footage of the Getz howling around Wakefield Park and my lap of the gods, a 123. Hope you enjoy it. Catch you later.